Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy Carl Wright. So what I want to talk about is this Black Hebrew Israelite movement. Yesterday when I was doing my videos, I was making a list of all these false gospels that are these false Bible-based gospels. So right now, today, I want to talk about this false gospel of the Black Hebrew Israelite movement. This is what I want to talk about. Um, and well, I'm just gonna call it for what it is. There is, like I said, it's a false gospel. It's a false movement. It's a cult. You know, um, so for those of you who don't know about the Black Hebrew Israelite movement, basically the Black Hebrew Israelites are basically, now they don't like to be called that. They consider that as an insult, but that's what they've been labeled, because the Hebrew Israelite is a movement of Christian. I mean, no, let me excuse me. Is a movement of black people who claim to be, who claim to believe it. They claim to be the original children of Israel. They believe there are a group of people who believe themselves to be the original children of God, the original Israelites, the original Jews. They believe that black people come from the tribe of Judah. They believe that Mexicans come from the tribe of Issachar, I believe. They believe that Haitians come from the tribe of Levi. I've studied a lot of their beliefs. I can tell you this stuff because I know it. I studied their belief system. To be truthfully honest with you, I even got into it. I was deceived by it at one point period of my life, and the reason why they believe that is because they claim that, Deuteronomy 28, it lines up with the transatlantic slave trade, all the stuff that happened to our ancestors during the transatlantic slave trade. And so with that being said, they believe that if you look into the book of Genesis, I mean, not Genesis, Deuteronomy, the 20, I believe it's in the 28th verse, the very last chapter. I mean, the 28th verse and the very last verse, the 28th chapter and the very last verse, sorry. It claims that thou should be brought again in Egypt with ships. And so they claim that is talking about the Negroes getting taken from Africa to America. Now, here's my thing. As much Bible knowledge that I do have a lot of knowledge of the Bible. God has given me the gift of being able to teach the Bible, which is one of the gifts of the fivefold, apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, and teachers. And one of my gifts is being able to teach. But as much as I know that is my calling, I do not claim to know every single thing. I don't claim to know everything. So I don't want people to get that idea either. So honestly, I can't listen. I cannot prove that. I can't just sit up here and do a whole bunch of research and then just all of a sudden, take some scriptures in the Bible and then match what happened to my ancestors during slavery, and then say, oh, come up with some type of enlightenment and say, oh, this gotta be us. Now, don't get it wrong, I can understand why they believe that, because a lot of it, I can, a lot of it does seem like a parallel between Israel and, the Israelites and the Israelites and the American Negroes. So, I can understand why they believe that. In Genesis chapter 15, verse 13, God told Abraham, thy seed shall sojourn in a land that is not theirs for 400 years. Well, how long were our ancestors slaves here in the United States of America? 400 years. So, I get it. I see the logic behind it. I understand. I get it. I totally understand that. I feel you, But however, you still cannot make a statement or try to make a base of truth because of that. You know what I'm saying? Because I listen. I can't. I don't know if I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say I'm a Jew. I'm not gonna say I'm not a Jew. Okay. I don't know that. I don't know that to be true. I don't know if I'm a Jew. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that unless I do a unless I do some type of DNA test. Unless I do some type of DNA test and I get the results back and see what if I got that in my bloodline, then okay. But even if I don't, but like, I mean, but don't get it wrong. It doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter because the Bible said in John 3:16, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. So that's the basics of my Christian beliefs. Okay. But however, my thing is, I cannot prove that. And then to sit up here and say that Hispanics are, predominantly people from Mexico are from they come from the 12 tribes of Israel. That's impossible because the people of Mexico are a mixture of two races of people, the Spaniards and Native American Indians. So, and to be a Jew, you have to be a pure-blooded Jew, not mixed in with no race of people. You have to be a complete pure-blooded Jew. So we can, that's got to be false. You know what I'm saying? That's false. So, what we have to understand, listen, y'all, we have to stop now. Now, don't get it wrong. If I'm being bluntly honest with you, I do think about it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I do think about it sometimes. And I can tell you that I believe that. You know what I'm saying? But however, that's what I believe. But I don't have no proof that Negroes here in America descended from the 12 tribes of Israel. And so since I don't have no proof for that, then I can only assume that we come from the seed of Ham. You know what I'm saying? I can only assume that. I can only assume that we're just a bunch of Negroes who came from the seed of Ham. I can't, that's the only thing I can assume. So my thing is, but them teaching that black people are the original Israelites, that's not what bothers me. What bothers me is the hatred, the heresy, all the stuff that they just teach a bunch of hatred. They're just, these people, you see no fruit. You know what I'm saying? These people claim to follow Jesus Christ, but they bear no fruit. I'm talking about these people are like, let me tell you something. These people are they are literally like Pharisees of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? These people are I don't even know how to describe it. They are literally of their father, the devil. I'm just going to call it for what it is. They'll sit up here and say that only Israel can be saved. Well, okay, I get that because Israel's God's children. But what would you say about Moses' wife, Zipporah? She was an Ethiopian. You know what I'm saying? And then you had, what's his name? Ruth. She was a Moabite. But and I asked them that, but guess what their answer was? Well, they were not married. They were just concubines. The Bible doesn't even say that. And see, this is the thing. They'll try to, when you ask them these type of questions, they want to just start making stuff up. They just want to start making stuff up, and they'll try to make up anything to try to justify their hatred towards people who are considered Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is, you had Cornelius. Cornelius wasn't a Jew. He was a Roman centurion. But this is what they like to say. They would say that somewhere down the line, Cornelius was a Jew. He had some Jew in him or something like that. These people will come up with any type of BS to justify their heresy. It's like they know they wrong, but they just kind of come up with anything to justify their hatred towards the white man.